So today's class we are going to learn Git and GitHub concepts. So what is Git and what is a GitHub concept we are going to learn. Okay. So understand what is a Git and what is a GitHub. So we have a nice PTI prepared point. Test Git and GitHub. Okay. So this is the Git and GitHub, just PPT, and here we have. You need to understand source code management. How you will manage your code. So how you can track your changes. That is going to be discussed about is source code management. Source code management is called SCM, is the process of tracking modifications and managing the changes to your code. So you are the automation tester, developer also write the code, you also write the code. How you can track your changes? How you can, different people are working, how you can come parallelly work together in the project, how you can share one project, one code change with other team member. So all this is going to be discussed by the source code management too. So SCM allows developers and other stakeholders to see a complete history of all changes made to the code. So this ensures developers are working with up-to-date code and there are no conflicting in the code change. Conflict means, so somebody made a code change and you are also making the change in the same file. Then you will get a conflict. How you can resolve that merge conflict? Open that file and then you will see your changes, and in the master branch changes will be there. So both changes you can see which change you want, only keep that. Remaining you delete. Remaining you delete that. That's the this conflict when the conflicts comes in particular file. So when you will get a conflict, if two people are working in the same file and they merged already and you still yet to merge in the master, still you need to push your code into the master. Such cases you will use this merge conflict. So to resolve that merge conflicts, we need to open that file and remove all unnecessary code and keep only one same line or same method. If you are changing, you will get this merge conflicts in the one file. And so that you can solve all these merge conflicts and you can put the latest code. So what is version control? Why is version control essential or important in the now current IT industries? Version control is used to track and control changes to the source code. Version control or source code management is similar. Okay? So it is one of the tool. You can integrate all your different people code in one area. So that's a version control why you need. So and also it is a lot of advantages are there with version control. Collaboration between the different team members. You can collaborate and work independently with the code. In project, different people can work easily. It's the first point. And next point is you can store the versions. For example, today you made a change. And again, with that change, you made it already in the master. And tomorrow again, you have to change it, same file. So that versions will be maintained and stored easily with this version control systems. You can restore the, for example, previous version is good and current whatever you are making changes, that is not good. You want to revert to your previous version to the good code, then you can restore the code that is working. That you can do with this version control systems. You can understand what is happening in the code, what changes are happening in the code, you can understand. And it will act as a backup also. You save the change, will act as a backup. Will act as a backup. That's a version control advantage. Okay. So what are the different version control tools and source code management tools in the market? So these are all things: GitHub, GitLab, Perforce, Beanstack, Apache Subversion, TFS, Team, so Team Foundation Server, Mercurial, Bitbucket, and concurrent version control. These are the AWS code commit. So these are all the different cloud applications, and where you can store your code. Where you can store your code, you can deploy your code with this directly also. So this is the repository tools we call them, or source code management tools we call them. So to interact with these repositories, so we need some tools, right? Those tools are called Git. So I'm explaining here very clearly. What is Git? Git is initially developed by Linus Torvalds, and it is a version control system. It is a version control system. Git lets you manage and keep track of all your source code management changes. All your source code history you can maintain. You can track with this Git commands. So GitHub is a cloud-based GitHub, all the GitLab. These are the cloud-based web application where you can store your data, where you can manage all the Git repositories. That so GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, all these are the cloud-based applications where you can store your code there. To interact with this cloud application, we are using this Git. Git is a tool. GitHub, Bitbucket, GitHub, these are all the web applications. All this, your code, you can place inside that GitHub, GitLab, Git, Bitbucket, AWS code commit. These are all the different cloud applications where you can manage your Git repository. So what are the different terminals you will use in the GitHub? So first one is a repository. It is a storage area of your code that contains all your files, your project files. All your changes will be available in that repository. That's called a repository. So then you need to understand how you can bring that repository code to your local machine. You have to use a clone. Clone is nothing but just copying the repository. So that sit on your developer's computer machine. Instead of server, you're bringing the server code to your local machine with the clone. Clone is just copying all that repository code into server code into your local machine. That's so clone means. Commit means just saving the changes. So what are the changes you made in your files? So you are going to save them. That's why if you commit only, those changes will be saved. Otherwise, it won't save. And push is nothing but you are pushing the changes to remote repository like GitHub, GitLab. You are pushing. You're moving from your local repository to remote repository. That is called push. And then we have a few more. Pull. Pull is nothing but you are pulling the remote code into your local machine. Because somebody is working and he pushed the code. That changes you don't have in your local machine. You want to bring them. They have to use the pull. That's called pull. You can use pull. It will bring all the remote repository data into your local machine. That's called pull, we call this. So this is the main interview questions they will ask. What is the difference between pull and push? Push is from your local machine to remote repository, you're pushing the code. Pull is you're bringing the remote repository code to your local machine. That's the pull means. So fork is another copy of others repository. You can copy into your account. So for example, you are a GUI, you will get one ID, right? One name, one username. With your username you can convert, you can copy. So others repository you can copy into your account. So that's a fork. Branching is nothing but there are a master branch, and you can create your own branch also. So basically on the server side, whatever the code is there, that is called master branch. GitHub, GitHub, there whatever the code is there, that is called master branch. That master branch code directly cannot make changes. You can create a branch on top of that. Branching is nothing but an extract portion, a section of the code from the main or remote code, then it is called branch. So branch means you can work independently, others can work independently. That's the advantage of branching. So once your code is ready, you can place your changes into main. You can merge this your changes into master branch. So that's called merge. We can call that. So fetching also refers to getting the latest changes from the GitHub. Fetch also you can use instead of pull. You can use fetch. Git fetch origin master. You can say merging. So merge takes the changes from one branch to another branch. For example, you have one branch. I have my branch. You need my branch into your branch. You can call. So git merge and give the branch, and that my branch code will merge it into your branch. So that's a merge. So like this, the code user A, user B, user C, like multiple users are working, and they can see, they can push the code, they can pull the code back. So this is the GitHub central repository, we call this GitHub repository. And first we'll do git init, and it will just initialize the Git project, and then add. So git add command is used. You can add the files to your local repository. Adding means what files you modified, those files you can add to your local repository. That's a git add command you have to use. So git init, git add, git everywhere you have to use. Init is a one command. You have to add git init. It initializes the local repository. So add means add the files. Which are the files modified? You can add. Status, you can pick the status. What are the files modified? So whether any files modified or not, you can find out with the status. Commit, so you can save the changes. Commit the changes means you're saving. Push, I told you already, you are pushing the code to remote repository. Pushing the code to remote repository. So you are pushing the code to remote repository, this repository. From your machine to you're pushing, so it will come here. Your changes will come here. And he also pushing, his changes also will come. Pull means pull the latest changes. From here, you pull the latest changes to your local. That's a push to pull difference. That's a common question. Please focus on these commands. These are all the commands we are going to learn. Let's see how to understand that. First of all, we need to create a GitHub account. So everybody open your browsers and let's create your GitHub account, because I already have my GitHub account. You can just sign up with your email or whatever, Yahoo mail, whatever it is. So you can sign up also, right? You can sign up that also. And open github.com. So github.com you need to open. So this is all my, let me log out first from the beginning, we'll start. So this is the cloud application. GitHub is a cloud application where web application basically, but it is kept on the cloud. So you can create a repositories and you can interact with this code so wherever you want. You can, so store your code completely here. So you can give an email address here and you can sign up for the GitHub. So I already done sign up. So if anybody wants to share your screen, I'll guide you how to sign up for the GitHub. Then we can finish the sign up process also. So otherwise, I already done, and you can so continue all this. Right? Anybody wants to share your screen so that we can create a GitHub account, because I already done GitHub account creation. Sign up is an easy process. Just giving the email address, filling some data. That's it. And you can see if I do. You can sign up for GitHub. It will ask you. Then select the username passwords. Here you can give username passwords. And next, all the data, it will one by one fields will come. You can add. Welcome to GitHub. Let's begin the adventure. That's it. So this is the UI issue. So can you see here this overlapping? This is a UI issue. Okay, so it should not overlap. This one and this edit box and this button should not overlap. So there is some space between thought. So your email is invalid, already taken, or this is already there. They're saying you can give a different one. Okay, so different email ID you can pass. It's not. So easy process. Just it will ask you to username password. Also I have taken. Problem. I'll use this. So let me use that so that you will get a basically you will get a code, the confirmation code. That's why you need a proper email. What is that? Yes, 59. Okay, ready, it is there. So create a password. It is asking for a password. So I'll create a password. So then enter your username. I'll use the same. So would you like to receive product updates? Type Y for yes, N for no. No, I don't want. And please solve this puzzle to verify that you are human. So click to start puzzle. Start puzzle. So pick the spiral galaxy. This is the one. So create account. Click on create account. So you're almost done. You sent a code. Enter the code. So you go to mail ID. You got the code. Give this code. That's what I told you. You have to give the code. Mandatory this one. The confirmation basically it is giving. Done. So how many team members will be working with you? You can just give 10 to 20. So you select are you a student or a teacher. So whatever you select, not a problem. Continue. Are you select a student or whatever you want. Collaborating coding and select multiple options. Okay. Collaborating automation, CI/CD, and client apps. So the security, if you want to set up a two-factor authentication, you take, otherwise leave it. Team administration, project management, whatever you want, you choose. Otherwise, continue. Select GitHub Marketplace, GitHub sponsors, GitHub skills, organization invitations, team sync up. So, but it's okay. All this you want, you take whatever you want. Project management. So, client apps. Continue. So now, so the free one you choose. Continue for a free. We don't want no bigger one. So take this. Now this is how you can create a account the GitHub. So let's stop this.